Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. What I'm about to share with you today is absolutely explosive. Prince William has made it crystal clear what he thinks about Meghan Markle, and his recent actions and statements have sent shockwaves through the entire United Kingdom and beyond. We're talking about bombshell reports revealing William's 2026 plans to draw clear lines with Harry and Meghan, his absolute fury over their rumoured Princess Diana movie project, and the strategic moves he's making that experts say are deliberately designed to infuriate the Sussexes. This isn't just royal gossip anymore, folks. This is about the future of the British monarchy, about two brothers who can barely stand to be in the same country, and about decisions that will reshape the royal family for generations to come. So grab your tea, because this is going to be intense. Let's dive into everything that's been happening, and trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why people are saying 2026 could be the point of no return for William and Harry's relationship. Part 1. William's 2026 Ultimatum. Clear lines will be drawn. The bombshell report. Let's start with the report that dropped just before Christmas and has had royal watchers absolutely reeling. According to exclusive sources speaking to Radar Online, Prince William and Kate Middleton are planning major changes in 2026 that will fundamentally reshape their relationship with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And when I say reshape, I mean potentially sever completely. An insider revealed, William and Kate see 2026 as a turning point that could reshape the monarchy more than any period in recent memory. But here's the most crucial part. Another source added that clear lines will be drawn when it comes to Harry and Meghan, especially if there are disputes about titles. Let that sink in for a moment. Clear lines will be drawn. That's not diplomatic royal speak. That's William essentially saying, enough is enough, we're done playing games. Kate's pivotal support. What makes this even more significant is the role Princess Kate is playing in all of this. According to the Radar Online report, Kate has told William that she will support him through every decision he has to make regarding the monarchy, even if it includes tough decisions about Harry and Meghan. A source explained, Kate fully understands the pressure William is under, particularly with major changes on the horizon. And here's the quote that really matters. Kate reportedly told William, I'm standing beside you through every choice, every shift, and every test that comes with it. Now, this is huge because Kate has historically been seen as someone who tried to help the brothers reconnect. She was the peacemaker, the one who encouraged William to give Harry another chance. Sources have confirmed that Kate attempted to facilitate reconciliation between the brothers, but apparently even Kate has reached her limit. The fact that she's now fully backing William in drawing these clear lines suggests that whatever has happened between these couples has become irreparable from the Wales' perspective. The Christmas that spoke volumes. The reports about William's 2026 plans came alongside news about the royal family's Christmas celebrations at Sandringham. The gathering was notably smaller this year, and, surprise, surprise, Harry and Meghan were off the guest list. But what's particularly telling is that William and Kate reportedly planned to spend only a short time at the main Christmas event before taking their children back to Anmer Hall. An insider said the couple wanted a celebration that felt simple and grounded. Translation: they wanted Christmas without the stress and drama that discussing Harry and Meghan would inevitably bring. This Christmas arrangement wasn't just about logistics, it was a preview of what 2026 holds. A royal family increasingly organised around William and Kate's vision, with Harry and Meghan firmly on the outside. What clear lines actually means. So what exactly do these clear lines look like? According to royal experts and insiders, William's 2026 agenda includes several specific actions. First, the title. Question. William is reportedly prepared to address the ongoing controversy about Harry and Meghan's use of their Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles. While he may not strip the titles immediately, more on that later, he's making it clear that if Harry and Meghan continue to commercialise their royal connection, consequences will follow. Second, the Inner Circle reset sources reveal that William and Kate are putting together a new inner circle for 2026. This isn't just about hiring new staff, it's about surrounding themselves with people who share their vision for a modern monarchy, people who haven't been compromised by the Sussex drama. Third, public separation. William is essentially creating an official policy of separation from Harry and Meghan, Any interactions will be purely private and behind closed doors. There will be no public displays of family unity, no joint appearances, no pretending everything is fine for the cameras. Fourth, protection of the institution. Above all, William is prioritizing the protection of the monarchy itself. He's willing to make whatever tough decisions are necessary to ensure that Harry and Meghan's actions don't continue to damage the institution he will one day lead. Royal experts weigh in former royal butler Grant Harold, who worked closely with both brothers, confirmed that a public reunion between William, Kate, Harry and Meghan is unlikely in 2026. The relationship between William and Harry is badly damaged and trust has been broken, Harold said. Any attempt to repair it would happen privately, behind closed doors, while 2026 could present opportunities for the brothers to meet, including events like the World Cup in the US. I don't expect anything to be made public. That last part is crucial. Even if the brothers do meet, even if there's some attempt at reconciliation, William has apparently decided the public will never see it. The days of photo ops suggesting everything is fine are over. Royal expert Afua Achiampong Hagan added that William has much bigger fish to fry than settling scores, but that doesn't mean he won't take action. It just means he'll do it strategically, in ways that don't make him look petty, but still accomplish his goals. The shift in William's mindset. What we're seeing here is a fundamental shift in how William approaches his relationship with Harry. For years, William held out hope. He wanted his brother back. He missed the relationship they once had. But 2024 and 2025 changed everything. Catherine's cancer diagnosis, followed by his father King Charles's own cancer battle, showed William what really matters. And in those dark moments, when his wife and father were fighting for their health, Harry and Meghan were nowhere to be found in any meaningful way. Yes, Harry made brief visits to see his father, but there was no reconciliation with William, no genuine support for Kate during her cancer journey, no setting aside of grievances when it mattered most. That apparently was the final straw for William. If Harry and Meghan couldn't be there during the family's darkest hours, why should William continue leaving the door open for them? An insider put it bluntly, William has come to terms with the fact that the brother he knew is gone. The Harry who exists now is someone shaped by Meghan's influence, someone who has publicly attacked William's wife and the institution William will someday lead. And William has decided he's done trying to fix what Harry has broken. Part 2. The Diana movie. William's fury explodes the project that crossed every line. Now let's talk about what may be the single most inflammatory issue between William and Harry right now. The rumoured Princess Diana movie that Harry and Meghan are reportedly developing for Netflix. If the reports are true, and multiple sources are saying they are, this project represents the ultimate betrayal in William's eyes, and his response has been swift and unequivocal. He will do whatever it takes to stop it. According to a report published on January 1st by Star magazine, citing insider sources, William is absolutely sickened that Harry, and by extension Meghan, will be profiting off Princess Diana's story. The source stated, "To him, it's nothing more than a shameless money grab, and he's vowing to do whatever it takes to stop them." The details of the alleged project. So what exactly are Harry and Meghan planning? According to Rob Shooter's Substack, which broke the initial story, the Sussexes have been actively developing a feature film about Diana, with Meghan reportedly wanting to direct the movie herself. They've been meeting with writers, agents and producers, breaking story and talking casting, a source told Shooter. Meghan is intensely hands-on and wants control from start to finish. The insider added that while Harry and Meghan's recent Netflix projects have underperformed, Netflix is extremely interested in a Diana project. Their earlier shows underperformed, but a Diana project changes everything, the source said. This could be the crown jewel. It's the one project that could make the entire deal worth it. Think about that for a moment. After their Spotify deal failed, after their various Netflix projects received mixed reviews at best, Harry and Meghan apparently see their salvation in making a movie about William's mother. The audacity of it is breathtaking. Harry's justification. According to sources, Harry genuinely believes he's doing the right thing. An insider told Star magazine, "Harry is determined to honour his mother and share her story with the next generation." The source continued, Harry's not asking anyone's permission anymore, especially not William's. In his eyes, the monarchy failed Diana, so they ought to be the last ones in charge of honouring her. Harry reportedly believes that Diana's story has been mismanaged for years and that it's his responsibility to make sure it's finally shared properly. There's a twisted logic to Harry's thinking, I suppose. He's convinced himself that by making a Netflix movie, directed by his American wife no less, he's somehow protecting his mother's legacy from the institution that he believes failed her. But here's the problem. Diana was William's mother too. And William has spent decades carefully managing how his mother's story is told, protecting her memory, and shielding his own children from the more salacious aspects of the Diana tragedy. For Harry to unilaterally decide to make a movie about Diana, to profit from her story, to potentially dredge up painful details that William has worked hard to keep private, William sees this as the ultimate betrayal. William's position, a mother's memory, is not for sale. According to the Star report, William doesn't want her anywhere near his mother's story, referring to Meghan. The insider elaborated, William doesn't want her anywhere near his mother's story, but of course that doesn't matter one bit to Harry. Let's pause on that for a second. William explicitly does not want Meghan Markle involved in telling Diana's story. This isn't about Meghan's filmmaking credentials. This is about William fundamentally not trusting Meghan to handle his mother's legacy with the dignity and respect he believes it deserves. The source added that William is planning to do whatever it takes to stop the movie from being made. He is absolutely sickened that Harry, and by extension Meghan, will be profiting off Diana. Now, you might wonder, what power does William actually have to stop a Netflix production? More than you might think. William still has tremendous influence in British media and entertainment circles. He has connections throughout the industry. He can make it known, through proper channels, that cooperation with this project would be viewed unfavourably by the future King of England. More importantly, William controls access to royal archives, to photographs, to personal materials related to Diana. Without cooperation from the royal family, Harry and Meghan would be limited in what they could authentically portray. And let's be real, if William publicly opposes the project, even subtly, it creates a PR nightmare for Netflix. They'd be seen as profiting from family tragedy over the explicit objections of Diana's elder son. The Netflix factor and The Crown precedent. Adding fuel to this fire is the fact that Harry would be taking this project to Netflix, the same streaming service that aired The Crown, which dramatised some of the most painful moments of William's parents' marriage and his mother's death. The Star source noted, Harry's got his deal at Netflix, so when he's ready to pitch this project, he'll go straight there, which is bound to set William off even more, since he's still angry they aired The Crown. William reportedly never forgave Netflix for how they handled Diana's story in The Crown, particularly the later seasons that dealt with her divorce from Charles and her subsequent death. The show took dramatic liberties, invented conversations, and turned real tragedy into entertainment. And now Harry wants to go back to that same network to make another Diana project. In William's view, this is beyond insulting. It's sacrilegious. The cruel irony. Here's what makes this whole situation particularly painful. Diana would have hated this. Princess Diana spent her life trying to protect her boys from the media circus. She wanted them to have as normal a childhood as possible despite their royal status. She shielded them from the worst aspects of her own media troubles. And now, one of her sons wants to turn her life, including presumably the most painful and private moments, into a Netflix movie for profit. The irony is crushing. Harry claims he's honouring his mother, but he's doing the one thing she would have absolutely despised. He's commercialising her tragedy. William sees this clearly. He watched his mother suffer at the hands of media intrusion. He spent his adult life protecting her memory from exactly this kind of exploitation. And now his own brother is threatening to do to Diana what the worst tabloids did to her in life. No wonder William is absolutely sickened. Where this leaves us. As of now, there's been no official announcement of the Diana movie project from Harry, Meghan, or Netflix. It's entirely possible that the project is still in very early development, or that the reports are exaggerated. But the fact that these reports exist at all, the fact that insiders are confirming that Harry and Meghan have been meeting with writers and producers about a Diana project, That alone has done immense damage to any remaining relationship between the brothers. Even if the project never happens, William now knows that Harry considered it. He knows that his brother was willing to cross that line, to commercialise their mother's memory for Netflix money. That's not something you come back from. Part 3. William's strategic moves. The Jason North appointment. The decision that will infuriate Harry and Meghan. Now let's talk about one of William's most strategic and frankly savage moves. His decision to appoint Jason North as CEO of the Earthshot Prize, William's flagship environmental project. If you don't immediately understand why this is significant, let me explain. Jason Knopf is the former royal aide who filed the original bullying complaint against Meghan Markle in 2018. As far as Harry and Meghan are concerned, Knopf is public enemy number one. He's the man who documented Meghan's alleged mistreatment of palace staff, the allegations that first revealed cracks in the Sussex fairy tale, and William just gave him one of the most prestigious positions in his personal charitable empire. Royal expert Richard Fitzwilliams told Fox News Digital, Prince William's decision to make Jason Knopf, the former private secretary of the Sussexes, the CEO of his most prestigious project, will infuriate Harry and Meghan. Fitzwilliams added, "It is impossible to avoid feeling that this is precisely what William intended." Let that sink in. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't William being tone deaf. This was a deliberate choice, made with full knowledge of how Harry and Meghan would react. As far as the Sussexes are concerned, North undoubtedly has pariah status, Fitzwilliams noted. Who is Jason North? For those unfamiliar with Jason North's story, here's the background. North is an American who worked for 7 years at the highest levels of the royal family, according to the Times UK. During his time at the palace, Knopf was in charge of communications for both couples, William and Kate, as well as Harry and Meghan. He was intimately involved in managing Meghan's introduction to royal life and was responsible for protecting her from the British tabloids when her romance with Harry first became public. Knopf described Harry and Meghan's 2018 wedding as an amazing, magical experience. He was a supporter, an ally, someone who wanted to help the Sussexes succeed. But just 5 months after that royal wedding, Knopf wrote an incendiary email accusing Meghan of bullying palace staff. The complaint alleged that Meghan had driven 2 personal assistants out of the household and that her behaviour had created an environment that made staff members feel humiliated and unsafe. Knopf's complaint became the subject of an internal investigation by Buckingham Palace. The results of that investigation have never been made public, but sources suggest the findings were damning enough that they've been kept under wraps to protect the monarchy from further scandal. Harry and Meghan have always maintained that the bullying allegations were part of a calculated smear campaign designed to undermine Meghan ahead of their explosive Oprah Winfrey interview. They've never forgiven Knopf for making the allegations public. Knopf's rare interview. Just before Meghan's Netflix series With Love Meghan premiered in early March, Jason Knopf gave a rare televised interview to 60 Minutes Australia. The timing was certainly interesting, almost as if Knopf wanted to remind the world of the bullying allegations just as Meghan was launching her lifestyle brand. When asked about the sudden public attention he received after the bullying allegations went public, Knopf said, "I think it's tough, but it's probably quite good. You know, as someone who has been helping other people through how to deal with the public eye, you probably have to take your own medicine sometimes." He added, "You can't choose just to take the fun stuff in any job, and that applies to the prince and princess as well as everyone else working for them, so I wouldn't change anything." That last line, "I wouldn't change anything," is significant. Knopf is essentially saying he stands by his decision to file the bullying complaint, that he believes he did the right thing even though it made him a target of the Sussexes' supporters. It's the kind of loyalty William values, someone willing to do the difficult, unpopular thing because it's right, not because it's easy. The message William is sending. So what message is William sending by appointing Knopf to lead the Earthshot Prize? The message is crystal clear. I trust the people who stood up to you. I reward loyalty to the institution over loyalty to individuals, and I don't care how angry this makes you. Royal experts have noted that William could have chosen anyone to lead the Earthshot Prize. It's his passion project, his attempt to create a meaningful environmental legacy. He could have appointed someone with no connection to the Sussex drama. Instead, he chose the one person guaranteed to infuriate Harry and Meghan. This tells us several things about where William's head is at. First, William believes Nauf was right to file the bullying complaint. By elevating Nauf to such a prestigious position, William is essentially validating Nauf's actions and suggesting that the allegations had merit. Second, William is no longer concerned about Harry and Meghan's feelings. There was a time when William would have avoided making such a provocative appointment to keep the peace. Those days are clearly over. Third, William is sending a message to anyone in his orbit. Stand up for what's right, even if it's difficult, and you'll be rewarded. Don't worry about offending Harry and Meghan. Their opinion no longer matters here. The Earthshot Prize significance. It's worth emphasising just how important the Earthshot Prize is to William. This isn't some minor charity patronage he inherited. This is his signature project, his attempt to mobilise global action on climate change by awarding $1 million annually to 5 individuals or organisations developing innovative solutions to environmental challenges. The Earthshot Prize is William's answer to President Kennedy's moonshot, an ambitious goal that seems impossible but could fundamentally change the world if achieved. It's how William wants to be remembered, the legacy he's building for himself beyond just being a future king, and he's chosen to put Jason Nauf in charge of it. That's not just a professional appointment, that's a statement of values. That's William saying, "This is what I care about, and these are the people I trust to help me achieve it." The fact that one of those people is someone Harry and Meghan despise, well, from William's perspective, that's their problem, not his. Part 4. William's long-term strategy, the slash and burn approach, the future king's vision. Now let's zoom out and look at William's broader strategy for when he eventually becomes king. Because everything we've been discussing, the clear lines with Harry and Meghan, the Diana movie opposition, the Jason Nauf appointment, these are all part of a larger vision William has for the monarchy's future. According to a report from news.com.au, Prince William looks to take to the royal establishment and to slash and burn like an unsupervised, overly enthusiastic work experience arborist when he accedes to the throne. When William takes the throne, he's expected to go after everything. Titles, staff, palaces, freebie country estates the size of lesser postcodes. And yes, he's very much expected to deal decisively with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. The title, Question, a strategic calculation. One of the biggest questions hanging over the Sussexes is whether William will strip them of their Duke and Duchess titles when he becomes king. Many people have called for exactly that, arguing that Harry and Meghan shouldn't be allowed to use royal titles while living private lives in California and regularly criticising the royal family. But according to royal commentator Afua Acheampong Hagan, William is unlikely to make title stripping an immediate priority. Taking away his brother and sister-in-law's titles as a priority would just make him look petty, Acheampong Hagan explained. I don't think he's got time to do that, and also, he doesn't want that to be the focus of his reign when it comes. This is actually brilliant strategy on William's part. He understands that if his first major act as king is to strip Harry and Meghan of their titles, it would dominate headlines and make him look vindictive. It would turn his coronation period into a story about family drama rather than about his vision for the monarchy. Instead, William is likely to take a more subtle approach. He'll simply make the titles irrelevant. He won't publicly recognise Harry and Meghan in any official capacity. They won't be invited to state events. They won't be included in royal tours or family photos. Their titles will remain, but they'll be empty, meaningless symbols of a connection that no longer exists in practice. This way, William gets what he wants, complete separation from Harry and Meghan, without looking like the bad guy. He's not the one taking action against them. He's simply choosing not to include them. There's a crucial difference. The Beatrice and Eugenie factor William is also expected to address the situation with Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, the daughters of the disgraced Prince Andrew. This is a delicate situation because unlike Harry and Meghan, Beatrice and Eugenie haven't publicly attacked the royal family. However, they represent the same half-in, half-out arrangement that Harry wanted but was denied. They have royal titles, attend some royal events, but also have private careers and aren't full-time working royals. William will need to decide whether to embrace them as part of his slimmed-down monarchy or to push them further to the margins. Early indications suggest he may use them for select royal duties, particularly as both his father and wife have dealt with serious health issues that have reduced the number of working royals available. The key difference: Beatrice and Eugenie are loyal to the institution. They're willing to serve when asked, but they're not demanding special treatment or criticising the family publicly. That loyalty matters to William. William's priority projects. What Akiampong Hagan noted is crucial. William is laser-focused on high-impact, societal change rather than family feuds. His flagship projects, Homewards, which aims to prove that ending homelessness in the UK is achievable, and the Earthshot Prize Environmental Initiative, are what William really cares about. These are the legacy-defining projects that will determine how history remembers him. Former royal butler Grant Harold confirmed that William's 2026 will likely include major overseas tours as he positions himself and Kate as the future of the monarchy. These visits require long-term planning and will focus on strengthening the UK's international relationships and promoting William's causes. In other words, William has work to do. Real, meaningful work that could actually change people's lives. Dealing with Harry and Meghan is a distraction from that work, and William resents having to spend time on it. That's why his approach is increasingly to simply cut them out entirely. No more energy spent trying to reconcile. No more media cycles about whether the brothers will reunite. Just complete permanent separation so William can focus on what matters. The Kate factor. Throughout all of this, Princess Kate has been a crucial partner in William's strategy. After her cancer diagnosis and recovery, Kate has a new perspective on what really matters. She doesn't want to waste the precious time she has with her family and her work on drama and dysfunction. Sources suggest that Kate's support for William's clear lines approach to Harry and Meghan comes from this place of clarity. Life is too short. They've tried reconciliation. It hasn't worked. Time to move on. Kate's own 2026 agenda is expected to include new charity patronages focused on causes she cares deeply about, particularly early childhood development. She's also expected to take on an increasingly prominent role in state visits and diplomatic engagements alongside William. The message from the Waleses is united. We're looking forward, not back. We're building something new, and there's no room in that vision for people who want to tear it down. Part 5. Harry and Meghan's weakened position heading into 2026. The staff exodus. While William is strategically positioning himself for the future, Harry and Meghan are dealing with significant challenges of their own. As we enter 2026, the Sussexes find themselves substantially weakened, both professionally and personally. The biggest blow came at the end of 2025 with the departure of James Holt, their longtime aide and co-executive director of Archewell Philanthropies. Holt was there from the beginning. He was at Windsor Castle on Harry and Meghan's wedding day in 2018, he followed them to America when they quit royal duties in 2020, and he guided them through their most controversial moments, including the Oprah Winfrey interview. Newsweek described Holt as perhaps the only aide left who truly understood their experiences in the monarchy, having witnessed them firsthand. Now he's gone, returning to Britain and leaving Harry and Meghan without their most loyal and experienced advisor. Making matters worse, their PR chief Meredith Maines also departed after less than a year on the job. This marks the fifth key member of their publicity team to exit in the latter half of 2025 alone. This staff exodus, as it's been called, has fueled long-standing claims that Harry and Meghan can be difficult to work for. While the couple has consistently pushed back against this narrative, the pattern speaks for itself. People keep leaving. The financial squeeze beyond staffing issues, Harry and Meghan are facing financial pressures. Income from donations to the Archewell Foundation dropped from $5.3 million in 2023 to just $2.1 million in 2024, indicating they've had significantly less to spend in 2025. In response, Archewell has been restructured, rebranded as Archewell Philanthropies, and is shifting from running its own programs to funding other organisations. This change means some staff redundancies are inevitable, according to a Sussex spokesperson. The couple's Netflix deal is also under scrutiny. After their early shows underperformed, there's pressure on them to deliver something that actually resonates with audiences. Hence the reported interest in the Diana movie project. It's potentially their last chance to deliver a hit that justifies Netflix's investment in them. The Marriage Strain reports. Adding to their troubles are persistent reports about strain in Harry and Meghan's marriage, particularly regarding a potential return to the UK. According to sources speaking to Geo News, Harry is begging to come home. An insider explained, "Harry is determined to honour his mother and share her story with the next generation. He talks about the UK constantly. He knows his father is ill and he feels time slipping away. For him, 2026 feels urgent." Meanwhile, Meghan allegedly still links the UK with unhappiness, fear, and anxiety. She is equally determined not to be rushed back into a country she associates with pain, scrutiny, and unfinished business, the source said. She doesn't want to put herself back in that place and feels cross that it's back on the table. This fundamental disagreement about their future, Harry wanting to return to the UK, Meghan determined not to, represents a serious fault line in their marriage. Reports suggest the couple are living increasingly separate lives, with Meghan immersing herself in Hollywood again through her Netflix projects and as ever lifestyle brand, while Harry has appeared less focused after stepping back from his Centerbell charity amid reports of staff fallout. The Reset strategy brand and culture expert Nick Eade told Express UK that, from a PR point of view, 2026 feels like a pivotal reset year for Meghan. The biggest win for Meghan would be to let her work speak louder than her story, Eade said. When she's at her strongest, she's impactful and influential, which is the lane she should stay in. This suggests that the smart move for Meghan would be to stop talking about the royal family entirely and let her lifestyle brand and charitable work speak for itself. Whether she's capable of doing that remains to be seen. The challenge is that much of Harry and Meghan's relevance comes from their royal connection. Without the drama of their ongoing feud with William and the palace, what exactly do they have to offer that sets them apart from other celebrity couples trying to build lifestyle brands? The Thomas Markle factor. To make matters even more complicated, Meghan has been facing renewed public pressure regarding her estranged father, Thomas Markle, who had a leg amputated in late 2025. Royal expert Kinsey Schofield told Fox News Digital, "Meghan has frantically tried to build a wholesome family-oriented brand in 2025. It would be in her best interest to show her elderly father, who had just lost a limb, some compassion. Otherwise, every time we see Meghan and Harry lovingly engage with wounded vets at Invictus, we will ask ourselves why they couldn't show Meghan's father the same compassion." This hypocrisy, promoting compassion publicly while seemingly showing none to her own ailing father, undermines Meghan's carefully crafted image and gives critics ammunition to question her authenticity. Conclusion: the point of no return, where we stand now. So let's bring this all together. What have we learned? Prince William has reached a point where he's done trying to reconcile with Harry and Meghan. The clear lines he's planning to draw in 2026 represent a permanent separation, not a temporary cooling off period. William is furious about the rumoured Diana movie project and is prepared to do whatever it takes to stop it. He sees it as a shameless money grab that disrespects his mother's memory, and the fact that his own brother would consider such a project has severed whatever remaining connection might have existed between them. William's appointment of Jason Knarf to lead the Earthshot Prize was a deliberate provocation, a signal that he no longer cares about Harry and Meghan's feelings and will reward those who stood up to them rather than those who enabled them. Looking ahead to when William eventually becomes king, he plans major changes to the monarchy. While he may not immediately strip Harry and Meghan of their titles, he'll make those titles effectively meaningless by excluding them from any royal role or recognition. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan are entering 2026 in a substantially weakened position. They've lost key staff, their income has dropped, their Netflix projects have underperformed, and there are reports of marital strain over their future direction. The tragedy of it all. Here's what makes this whole situation so tragic. It didn't have to be this way. There was a moment, back in 2020, when a compromise could have been reached. Harry and Meghan wanted a half-in, half-out arrangement. The palace said no, but with better communication, more flexibility, and genuine goodwill on both sides, perhaps something could have been worked out. Instead, we got years of escalating public attacks. Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview, their Netflix series, Harry's memoir, Spare. Each revelation drove the wedge deeper between the brothers. And now we're at a point where William is actively trying to infuriate Harry and Meghan with his decisions. where Harry is considering making a movie about their mother without William's input, where the brothers reportedly don't even speak anymore. Princess Diana's worst fear was that her sons wouldn't be there for each other, that the pressures of royal life would drive them apart. And here we are, watching that fear come true in real time. The 2026 pivot point. As we've discussed throughout this video, 2026 is being described as a point of no return for William and Harry's relationship. This is the year when the temporary separation becomes permanent, when the door that's been left slightly ajar finally closes and locks. For William, it's about protection, protecting his wife, his children, his future role, and the institution itself from further damage. For Harry, it's about vindication, proving that he was right to leave, that the institution is corrupt, and that his mother's story needs to be told his way. These positions are fundamentally incompatible. There's no middle.